Now to an ABC 10 investigation. For more than 3 years, investigative reporter Andy Judson has been looking at conservatorships. In her series, The Price of Care, she has uncovered that people with disabilities are being abused and has also helped pass state laws to reform a deeply broken system. Now tonight, Andy is back with another investigation. What happens when people that are conserved are not properly cared for? And we do want to warn you that some of the images in this story may be very difficult to watch.
Yeah, in previous stories, I've introduced you to dozens of people that have been conserved by the Department of Developmental Services. And tonight you'll meet Ranny and see how the lack of a timely response from her conservator is putting her health and well-being at risk.
That's my 49ers necklace that I wear.
To say Ranny Slater is a 49ers fan
Get out of my box. Hold on.
is an understatement.
It's got my name on the other side.
Just take a look at her room,
I bought some new hats.
her clothes,
Trey made me this one.
and her business cards that she hands out to every person she meets. She is the San Francisco 49ers #1 fan. Why do you like them?
Because they like winning games.
But those in charge of Ranny's life have no idea about her biggest passion.
I'm just so DDS
In fact, they don't know a lot of things about Ranny.
and this one. Yeah.
Like the fact that her teeth are literally rotting.
I want to get it taken care of. I die to get another one pulled.
Is it hard to eat? Ranny is conserved. That means every aspect of her life, from what she eats, where she lives, and all decisions about her health, yes, including dental, are in the hands of someone else. And who that someone is the Department of Developmental Services, a huge state agency with a nearly $14 billion budget, all funded by taxpayers. Known as DDS, the Department of Developmental Services is required by law to make sure Californians with developmental disabilities have equal rights.
My daughters were on a defective baby formula when they were born.
Ranny and her twin sister Danielle were two of thousands of children that had developmental issues due to a formula they drank as infants.
They're not holding their heads up, they're not crawling. I told my mom, something's wrong. They didn't walk till they were 2 years and 2 months.
She learned DDS funds and oversees 21 regional centers across California. These centers fulfill DDS's responsibilities by providing services ranging from in-home caregiving to speech therapy and even transportation for those with developmental disabilities. The center here in Sacramento is called Alta.
That's how we got started with Alta Regional.
Alta provided Robin with services to support her in raising her daughters.
She still got the mind of like a 15-year-old.
As they grew, Robin fought to get her girls justice from the baby formula company.
Well, it took 12 years, I think, to get a settlement. They had until their 19th birthday to settle.
By the time they settled, Ranny and her sister were 25 years old, and each received a little over $17,000. But Robin still cared for them, including financially.
Their lawyer says, well, we can't give you the money. It's going to be put in the bank for them. You're going to need to get conservatorship in order to get access to this money for them.
Parents are often told to get conservatorship as their child approaches age 18 because many with developmental disabilities are not able to handle aspects of adult life, like medical or financial decisions. But as Robin took the steps to get conservatorship, she was shocked to find she was not the only one trying to conserve her own daughters.
All of a sudden, I'm hearing from DDS. They started getting conservatorship. Once I filed my conservatorship, all of a sudden they're on board. And I'm like, you weren't interested in getting conservatorship when you were 18, when they were 18.
We've been investigating conservatorships in the Department of Developmental Services for over 3 years now. And DDS swooping in to compete against parents for conservatorship is something we've seen over and over again.
As of May 2023, DDS conserves 395 individuals. The state agency often seeks conservatorship when there's allegations of abuse. For Robin, court documents show DDS claimed she was using her daughter's funds inappropriately. Robin says this is false.
And they started bringing up a lot of things that were not true and no evidence.
Robin is not the only one to feel like she was deemed guilty before being proven so.
Court-appointed investigator never interviewed us, still hasn't in 3 years. We never got due process.
There is no evidence. They will not find evidence of abuse of guard.
In cases our investigation looked at, DDS was not able to prove allegations they brought up.
They accused me of spending their SSI money on vacations. At the time, it was only $6,000 a year. I was working, so I had money to pay for everything I wanted. And I'm like, what proof do you have?
Robin asks if she was truly financially abusive, wouldn't DDS have tried to conserve her kids when they turned 18 and not 7 years later?
All of a sudden, they have a settlement, and you want to jump on this?
As for how that settlement money was spent,
What happened is the probate lawyers kept nickel and diming the account until all the money was gone.
DDS got conservatorship, even after Ranny and her sister said they wanted their mother to be conservator, court documents show.
And the judge just said, give it to DDS. And I'm like, they're capable of telling me what they want.
Today, Ranny and her sister have been conserved by DDS for 20 years.
I don't know anybody at TDS.
DDS, I've never heard from them at all since she got conserved. No, they've never been over here, never.
Unlike other cases we've investigated where DDS moves the person once they obtain conservatorship and often cuts off contact from family members, Ranny still lives at home with her mom who handles her day-to-day care. However, her sister has been moved to a supported living home.
She's coming out tomorrow.
What do you guys do together?
We usually watch TV.
Even though DDS is legally their conservator, the agency hands the responsibilities of conservatorship down to their regional centers.
That means that Alta is in charge of Ranny and her sister's care, including medical needs. But their mother says that Alta has not been involved or taken care of them in any way.
You're not here in this house. You don't know what's going on.
When Ranny has had medical needs like an eye surgery in 2017,
And it took 3 years to get them to approve the surgery.
in 2022, her bottom teeth began having issues. When Robin contacted Alta Regional Center for help,
Nothing. I have to keep writing him about every other week what's going on with the dental.
these are the emails between Robin and Alta Regional. She asks over and over again about Ranny's teeth, and every time she's met with red tape and excuses. Alta has said multiple times they're waiting on a response from Medi-Cal and that they haven't been able to obtain approval, and even admitting they're not making much headway in getting funds for the treatment approved.
How long has that been going on now?
19 months. Yeah.
Robin continues to take Randy to the dentist, but work cannot be done without Alta's approval. And because Alta has done nothing, Randy's teeth have gotten much worse.
They had to pull 3 teeth on the bottom, and she's getting ready to probably lose another one if I don't get her in and get that one fixed. But if that tooth gets pulled, it'll be 4 on the bottom that she won't have. And how is she going to eat?
DDS conserved Randy, saying it was in her best interest. And under their mother's care, her and her sister were not reaching their potential. But if you ask them, they say otherwise.
Alvia's not doing a job. DS is not doing a job.
And unfortunately, Ranny is not alone. Our investigation found a number of cases where DDS has failed conservatees and their health has suffered under their care. Yet, year after year, DDS's budget grows, funded by your tax dollars.
Because it's neglect. I know you have funds for this.
But Robin did not know just how much DDS has.
So DDS's budget this year is $12 billion, and it's
Billion?
And their 2023-2024 budget increases to over $14 billion. A large portion of that money goes to each regional center. For the 2022-2023 fiscal year, Alta has a budget of over $800 million.
Now I'm mad. You have the money to get this done. Get it done.
We requested an interview with Alta Regional Center as well as DDS. Both declined, saying Randy's information is private.
She can't even eat. She has to eat through the side like a chipmunk.
That's why her message for Randy's conservator is simple.
Do your job.
After we got involved and began investigating, Randy finally got root canals at the end of May. But Robin says because it was so delayed in getting approval for the dental work, now she needs even more work done, including a bridge after several teeth were pulled.
And ABC 10 requested interviews with Alta Regional Centers multiple times. The Department of Developmental Services also declined our request, but they sent us a statement that says, in part, we cannot comment on individual cases due to privacy protections. We are deeply concerned by this situation involving an individual under a DDS limited conservatorship with Alta California Regional Center. The described delays in receiving dental care are not acceptable, and we are working with our partners to resolve any issues related to accessing care.